Survivor Specialist Phil Miller back. Our first fantasy game of the season. It's going to be the prop bet game. And for anybody who wants to sign up and subscribe, you could win a buff. You could win a buff for competing in this game. That's all you have to do.
Well, we're giving out 2 buffs also. At least, well, yeah, 2 buffs. So you could win a buff. You can't win 2 buffs, but your chances are more. Not only one person is going to get a buff, is what I'm saying.
Well, you kind of segued it there, and I know we were going to do it after the rules, but you were going to segue. You could win 2 buffs this year. You can win 2 buffs.
Actually, that's right. I forgot.
You can win 2 buffs this year. We are going to go ahead.
Well, right. I was just going to say we've gotten like a good amount of comments and tweets saying that the bootless game that we do every season and that we usually do for a buff, people want that back. People want us to score it. They want the competition. So we are bringing that back as well. So you can win. There'll be 1 buff up for grabs for the bootless game. There'll be 2 buffs up for grabs for the prop bet challenge, which I think everyone knows that the prop bet challenge is more fun and entertaining. But the bootless is probably more, I don't know, there's probably more strategy and skill. Prop bet's more fun and luck, even though I do have a very good prop bet entry that we will go over. I'm sure Phil does as well. But that's the news. So 3 buffs total this year. I think this is the most buffs we've ever given out in a season. Again, you got to be a subscriber. The rules are in the description. Once this video is fully uploaded, we are going to go over the 20 bets now. Phil, do you want to just give a quick rundown of the rules for new people who don't quite know what we're talking about at all?
Yeah, I will. And one thing I do want to acknowledge, too, this is going to be the first year that doesn't matter how many people enter, the same amount of buffs are being given. Normally, we do it based on like 50 people enter, 100 people enter. Every 50 people will give away a buff. This year, 6,000 people enter. Maybe then we'll give away extra buffs. But like,
see, yeah, I like the number. If like maybe let's say for the prop bet, if it's a 100 per buff with a 2 minimum, so. We want to give a little bit of incentive for people. Yeah, for people to tell their friends.
If it goes over 200, we'll give out an extra buff.
No, 300. Oh, if it goes to 300.
If it goes to 300, we'll give out an extra buff. That would be insane. For the boot list, I think that it would have to go. I mean, we've had like 100 people, 150 people in the boot list before.
Yeah, bootless is a bonus anyway that we're doing that for a buff this year. So we'll keep that at 1. But incentive to send this contest to your friends. It's really fun. We have 20 prop bets. We'll go through the bets now. I guess I'll do a quick rundown of the rules. You have 20 bets, and we have 20 survivors. You need to put each survivor's name on each of the bets, and then you get to weight your bets 1 to 3. So if you're really confident, you put 3 points. Not so confident, you put 1 point. If you're so-so, this might happen, might not, you put 2 points. And then every bet you hit, you get the amount of points that you put next to it. There's a sample entry in the description that you can take a look at. It's very simple. This year, we do have a bit of a twist. There are 3 bets that will double the point value. So if you put 3 on it and you hit it, you'll actually get 6 points. These are the 3 toughest bets to hit, in our opinion. 2 of them are 1 out of 20 people. And then the third one is just so unlikely that it's hug Jeff Probst. I'll just spoil now. If someone hugs Jeff Probst and you predict it, you get double the points. That's how it goes. Those are the rules. If you have any questions, you can ask. I'm sure someone else will be able to answer them. It is pretty straightforward.
The only thing is, and I want to make sure everybody knows, you can only use each player's name once. So if you use it twice, you're ineligible. You got to use them only once. Pay attention, because it's going to happen where people are going to enter it with multiple names, and we'll let you know if you do. But once the premiere starts, you can't change anything anymore, because we're going to have it all set by the time the premiere starts. We're going to have it all in an Excel document. So you're not going to be able to change anything anyway, because we're going to have the finalized version. Also, you can only use 40 points. So you can't go and put 3 on everything. You can only go up to 40 points. So an average of 2 points per bet. So if you think you're going 3, then on something else, you got to put 1. So, for something that you think is less likely, you put 1. For something you think is definitely going to happen, you put 3. You could go all the way down the list and just put 2. If you want to do less than 40, go ahead. It doesn't affect us in any way, but you can't go over 40. If you go over 40, that's also ineligible.
Right. And people might now be even more confused. Not that you did a bad job explaining, but there's a lot of numbers flying back and forth. It will all make sense when we go over these bets and you see exactly what we're talking about. This is always a lot of fun, or it was fun the one time we did it for second chances. So let's get going. Our first bet, and this was our first bet for second chance, is the winner. Who's winning Survivor, Millennials versus Gen X? Phil, who do you have?
This is fun because I still don't know if this is going to end up being my winner pick in the grand scheme of things when we actually get down to it. But I like this guy a lot. I think he's great. I'm going Brett. I think he's a lot of fun. He made me laugh a lot in his video. He seems likable. He almost seems like he could be a more fun version of Mike. And he is starting off on an older tribe where he's going to fit in right away. I really, really like Brett. So I'm putting Brett as my winner, and I'm putting 2 points because this is one of the doubled ones. Normally I would only put 1. But because I really have no idea, but I'm putting 2 points because this is one of the double ones. I don't feel nearly as strong about Brett this season as I did about Michelle last season. So I will preface with that.
Right. How could you? I mean, Michelle was a lock to win that entire season. I like the pick. I think Brett has a good chance of winning. I like him for something else. I have Cece, who I said in the cast assessment was kind of my very early on winner pick. And why not stick with Cece? I think at this point, now that I've mentioned her twice, my winner pick, I can't really go back from it. So I have Cece as my winner. I also put 2 on it. This is one of the bets that is doubled. If you hit this bet, if you predict the winner, you get twice the points. Deservedly so. Picking the winner is extremely difficult. I did it with Jeremy at second chance, and that was a bit easier because we had seen the Castaways play before. Phil did it last season, so we are actually on a streak of 2 seasons in a row where one of us has predicted the winner. So maybe CC or Brett will win the game, and we can continue that streak.
That would be nice. I'm still saying I don't know if Brett's going to be my final winner pick, but for this game, he's my winner pick. I will have a winner pick before the first episode. I'll be all behind that person, just like we are every year. And then when one of us is miserably wrong, it sucks, and it's great.
But how can you be all the way behind that person if they're not your winner pick in the bootless game?
You know what it is with this? But with this game, with the bootless game, if I think that person's going to win, I obviously put them as number 1. With the prop bet game, it's harder because you have to take into effect so many different factors. For instance, somebody like Zeke, I feel like this is going to be the Zeke show. So even if I think Zeke is going to win the game, there's so many other things that I would rather put him for that I think are guarantees for Zeke to hit. So that's why I kind of weigh it like that. I don't care so much about winning the winner pick because I think like somebody like Zeke is definitely hitting something. Somebody like Hannah is definitely hitting one of these. Like I feel like I know some of these people are going to hit him. Brett, I was up in the air a little bit. He could win out of the people that I had left for like the winner spot.
That's fair. That's fair. You only have 1 Zeke to use.
Yes, which is a shame because I could put Zeke 15 times on here.
Right. Let's head to our second bet. We have individual immunity. We'll win in individual immunity.
I have Chris, which I'm a little nervous about, but I feel like some of these young guys are going to come out and not win any individual immunities. Like somebody like Jay and Taylor, maybe Adam could, but like Jay and Taylor, I'm not seeing it. I feel like they're gonna choke early.
Well, Adam, of course, could.
Well, Adam, yeah, obviously Adam's gonna win the whole thing. I'm surprised neither of us put Adam as our winner pick. But there's one in here that we added this year that if Adam doesn't get, I'm gonna be so disappointed that he's like a follower of us and doesn't do this in the season. But I think
is that? Mention Phil and Will in the confessional?
Yeah, that one exactly. No, but I think that Chris could definitely win an individual immunity. I think Chris is going to hang around for a while. He's going to be strong on his tribe, which is an older tribe anyway. I think he's going to be one of the stronger players. He's going to hang around for a little bit. Even when they do like a swap, I still feel like he's going to be valuable. And if he makes it to emerge, he could easily win some sort of challenge. I put 2 points on it, mainly because there weren't a lot of things I was confident enough in to put 3 points on.
Okay. I don't hate the pick. I like Chris completely for another bet. We'll get to it, but there's a bet coming down the line where it's like I can't think of anyone else to put but Chris, so I had to put him there. I actually have one of these younger bros who you think is going to choke. I have Taylor, and I have 3 points for Taylor here. My thinking here is I kind of disagree with you about the younger people don't perform in immunity challenges. I think if you look at past seasons, you always kind of have someone young come onto the scene and dominate challenges, whether that be Ozzy, Eric, Malcolm,
Joe.
These people are usually people are usually in their early 20s, and Survivor is, I don't want to discredit Mike or anybody like that, but Survivor is a young person's game where people just have more energy and stamina when they're younger and are able to compete in these immunity challenges. So I like Taylor here.
See, I'm going to say something about that. And the more I know, when we did our initial cast assessment, it was a knee-jerk reaction. It was so quick. I actually feel I initially said Jay is going to do very well. Taylor's going to do pretty well. I fear for them on this season because I feel like the millennial tribe is actually a little too weird for them. I feel like the millennial tribe, there's like a couple like outcasts who are so millennial that they're actually going to team up and go against these guys. And these guys are actually going to have a difficult time even making it to the merge.
Wow. Well, that's a take that we need to get way into on a later podcast. Mm-hmm. But I also saw Taylor in the preview of the Co-Rung finale where they were previewing this season. And the people that they show in those previews, you got to think stick around a little bit longer. So if Taylor makes the merge, I think he has as good a shot as any to at least take home one immunity.
Okay, that's fair. I didn't go back and rewatch that video, and I kind of wish I did now.
Well, there you go. And as always, you can't steal Phil and Will's entries. If we see you doing that, you cannot win because it's whoever gets the entry out first. Phil and I can win buffs too. So if I get first place, that's one less buff going out to you guys. And I'm sorry, but I actually only own one Survivor buff. And I want to own more. And I want Phil to buy it for me. It would make the win taste all that better.
That'd be the dream, man, for you at least. All right, man, move on down to what's number 3?
Number 3, a member of the jury.
I mean, I'll go against everything I just said, and I'm going to go Jay. I mean, I still think he's in trouble, but I think he's going to be in the lower end of the numbers if he does make it to the merge. I put 3 points on Jay getting there because, like I said in the initial cast assessment, Jay, I feel like is going to be way more likable than Taylor. So I like where Jay's at. I think Jay is going to hit the merge. He's not going to rub people the wrong way too early. Hit the merge. I put 3 points on it. He's going to make the jury because he's not going to win the game. He's not going to make it to the final 3. So there you go. Jury member Jay. Guarantee.
Did Jay have a little snippet in the preview, though?
I don't know. I told you I didn't watch it again. I should have.
I do know.
What's up?
Someone commented how we pronounce it. It's Marie. So it's not Mary. It's not Mari. It's Marie, I think. I think that's now where we're at with the video game ballet chick.
Okay. And how many points you putting for her?
I got 3. I think she's physically fit enough to make it to the merge, but she seems really likable. She seems smart. I don't think that's a person you want to sit next to at the final 3. And unless she kind of runs away with this game, I think she'll be looked at as a threat. Unless she pulls like a Kim where she's just so far ahead of everybody, people don't see her. I think people will be kind of wising up to what she's bringing to the table. She hits the jury around 6 or 7, 3 points for Will.
There you go, man. I think Marie could win, and that's why I'm a little worried to put her on the jury because I think she could win this thing. She was almost my winner pick, and then I just ended up going with Brett. I could have flipped Brett and Marie where I have them in this thing.
Yeah, you could have. I don't think Marie is too – I think she's too on the – she shows her hand a bit too much, I think.
We'll find out, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting. We haven't spent much time with these people, so to do the prop bet, this is like really fun to do it this quickly.
It is more fun, I think, than doing it with Second Chance. With Second Chance, we had more to go on, so we had a lot more reasoning behind our bets. This is definitely kind of just throwing stuff at the wall, but yeah, it's fun. Number 4 is who will get the hashtag Blindside when they are voted out.
I have Taylor for this. 1 point, but I have Taylor. I'm telling you, Taylor's going down in a fire. This like not a literal fire. He's going down in a fire though this season. I really think this is the guy I'm setting up to take so many falls, and if he ends up winning the game, I'm gonna look like the worst predictor of all time. So I'm predicting him to just keep on going down.
See, what I do when predicting seasons, having seen just very, very, low amounts of footage of each of these players, we literally have an interview and maybe a bio. I kind of spread my stuff around. So sometimes I'll say Taylor's great. Sometimes I'll say he's bad. He'll be good in the prop bet, bad in the boot list, kind of cover my bases. You're just going all in. Taylor's going down.
Throw him under the bus, man. Taylor, you're my guy to lose this season. Sorry.
All right. That's fair. He gets the blindside. For me, I have Lucy. I did not get any good vibes from Lucy. I read her bio. She compares herself to Jeremy, who won the season won the show just 2 seasons ago. So it kind of screams to me someone who maybe isn't the biggest fan of the show. She says 3 words to describe yourself. She uses the words stubborn and controlling. So I don't think those are 2 words you want to be using to describe yourself. And then to say you're like Jeremy, it's like I think she thinks she's up here, but she's way, way down here, and that's someone who gets blindsided. Nothing against Lucy. I haven't seen her play. I don't know her personally. But from what I am seeing, she is not cut out for the game of Survivor, and she will likely get blindsided. Or maybe they'll just tell her straight to her face because she's that stubborn and controlling. I don't know.
Dude, my Lucy pick, Lucy was like the last person I had left after I filled this in, and I just like looked at the spot, and I'm like, I guess. Like, I really had no clue where to put Lucy at all. Lucy and Rachel, I had kind of a hard time with. I had a hard time with a lot of the women, actually. The men, too, because
it's like your normal life.
Yes. Hey, spot on, right? I mean, hey, yeah, Phil in LA, it's quite an adventure. But no, all the women, like for some reason, I did have a hard time putting them somewhere. And then the men, my reasoning could be off, but at least I feel like I have reasoning for the men. Like my first woman is going to come up in the next one. If you want to like announce what that is.
Well, how do you know what it is if I haven't announced it yet?
Because I had to do it.
The 5th bet is less than 5 votes total.
And I put Jessica Lewis for this, and I gave it 2 points, and I have no clue why I put Jessica Lewis for this. I really don't know. I just I did, and I'm thinking maybe Jessica, she's like the result of an idol or something, and it just happens, and she's out of the game. Like I really don't know why I put Jessica Lewis here, but I did, and hopefully she gets less than 5 votes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and for anyone who makes one of these lists themselves, they're going to get to that point where you've made 16, 17 bets, you got their names in, you're assigning point values, and you have a few people, and you're like, I don't know what the hell to do with these people. That happens. This is one that happened with Phil. It's okay to have no reasoning. Actually, if you went through and assigned random people and random point values, you would probably do better than half the people from our second chance game because we had incredibly low scores in that game. A lot of people putting the same people in similar bets and none of those panning out. So you might, hey, if someone wants to try it, just do it randomly. I think someone who won a buff for second chance even admitted, said I just went through and kind of just did it randomly. And
quick aside, Will, you actually did put the bets in wrong in the video as of right now. So you might want to fix that before it causes any confusion. It's in a different order than we're going right now.
Oh, it is. It is in a different order. Okay, well the official order is the order in the description because that is, that is there, confirmed. You can read it. We don't want people listening to an hour-long podcast just to fill in a list. So the official order is in the description. So
we're going to have to mix that up so we actually know.
Well, let's just go. We'll recover. I'm not worried.
Yeah, we'll be all right. Will, typical Will.
We'll find a hidden immunity idol.
Well, no, you didn't. Who was your less than 5? Who was your less than 5, though?
Less than 5. I have Sunday for less than 5. Sunday is a player that can either go very, very far in this game because she's a goat and she's just nice and who cares? She's just going to hang around. She'll be a Joe. She'll be a Lisa. Who really cares that she's there? Maybe she'll make the final 3 with no votes to her name. Maybe she'll get 1 or 2. Or she's someone that could just be very annoying with her accent, tick people off, go out 3rd, get like 4 votes on a tribe of 7 or something like that. Maybe there's a tribe swap. They're at the 3 tribe stage at this game, which we know will happen. And she gets like 3 or 4 votes to be voted off. So I can see that happening. with Sunday.
Okay, so how many points you putting on that?
That's a good question. I have 2 points on that.
Cool. All right, so what are we doing now? Are we trying to jump to the order that's on the?
Yes, we're going to try to recover because we have the bets that we did from last time up near the front, and then we did take comments and we discussed on our last podcast which bets we should include, which new bets maybe sound interesting. So all the new bets are at the end of the list. So we'll catch up, do the original bets. But again, the order is in the description. So let's do the idle one. That's the number. It's the third bet in the description. Blank will find a hidden immunity idol.
I have this is the one I have Marie at. I have her with 2 points, and this is what I was saying. It could have been Brett or her. The reason I ended up going Marie is because she's a gamer. And I was like, maybe she's gonna come out and she's gonna when you
Play the game?
But when you play video games, I mean, normally there's cool stuff hidden in random spots. So maybe she has a knack for finding cool stuff in random spots. Great reasoning, I think.
That is phenomenal reasoning, Phil.
Yeah.
Very well done. I have David here. I don't think David is cut out for this game, but if you read his bio and if you watch his video, he continually says he's the most paranoid person on planet Earth. More paranoid than Jamie from Guatemala. Just so scared and worried. He says it's going to help him in this game because he's going to do whatever it takes he can to not get voted off. He's that paranoid. So paranoid people go look for idols. It happens. And he seems like a smart guy. He seems like a fan. I don't know if he's the biggest fan, but I like David at least going to look for an idol. I don't know if he'll find one, but if he's as paranoid as he says he is, he should go find an idol.
I like the reasoning, man. I like it. How many points you think?
I have 1 point on that. So
there you go.
The reasoning's great, but my confidence is not.
I like that. All right, what's next?
Okay, so this is the fourth bet in the description. We'll receive 10 or more votes during the game, including votes negated by idols, not including winner votes.
Oh, and that's another thing to probably point out with the 5 or less votes. That includes votes negated by idols. So if Jessica were to get 5 votes in one thing, in one tribal, and they were all negated by idols, when she does eventually get voted out, I would lose because she would go over 5 votes.
Right, yeah. These 5 and 10, these include idol votes, and they are accumulated across the game. So it's not the tribal council they're voted out in. It's total.
And for this, I have David. It's funny you go with him for finding an idol. I think that David, he could very well find an idol. And I think David is going to be somebody who finds a lot of votes being thrown at him in this game because whatever alliance he's not in is probably going to gun for him. Because he is a little weird and he is a little out there. He's a little antisocial. He's going to be paranoid. I feel like he's going to talk and talk and talk. And I feel like he's going to put himself in a position to get a lot of votes nonstop. If he survives one tribal, he could easily survive that tribal with 4 or 5 votes right off the bat. So I think David is very well set up to get 10 or more votes, and I put 2 points on that.
Okay, that sounds good. Again, this is one of the harder ones to do because the people you want to say, man, they're going to rack up votes. That's someone that will probably be voted off early. When people get voted off early, don't rack up 10 or more votes. They usually rack up 6, maybe 7, maybe 5, something like that. So this one's tricky. I have Ken here. I didn't have another good spot for Ken, but like I said in the cast assessment, Ken does not give me the best vibes. I see Ken as someone who is not trustworthy. And if you are ever unsure of man, who should I vote? Who should I vote? Or who do you want to pick off on that side of the alliance? I think you might consider Ken on these occasions just because he doesn't seem trustworthy. He's someone who just really threatens your game if you're out there. At least these are the vibes I'm getting. I don't know if you get similar vibes, but if I'm out on that island, I see someone like Ken, I'm like, the quicker he's off the island, the more I can relax. So, again, he could go out super early because of this, but I think he's strong. Physically, he can last until the merge, maybe rack up some votes pre-merge.
And how many points do you got on Ken?
I have 1 point on that. I'm not confident about this one.
Yeah, the more than 10 votes is the hardest one. I think I got it right in second chance by saying Spencer. But going into the season, you knew Spencer was going to get votes nonstop. It was just going to be a matter of can he actually make it far. And I figured he was enough of a strategist that he could figure it out and get far. And sure enough, he did, and he got destroyed in the final. But, so we got it right with Spencer. This is a tough one, though. Getting 10 or more votes, hanging around when you're getting all the votes is really hard. So
and it's even tougher because we haven't seen these people play before.
Yeah. Agreed. What's next?
Okay, so the 7th one, this is actually a double pointer. We'll get the most confessionals in the premiere.
This is another one. I had the person left over, and it was between like him, Lucy, Rachel, and this is one I really wanted to put Zeke for, but I put Zeke somewhere else. This is one of the ones I feel like Zeke could fit. I feel like even like maybe like a CC could fit. I ended up going with Will just because he was kind of who I had left, and out of the people I had left, I feel like he's the most likely. He's guaranteed at least 2 confessionals in this first episode because he is 18, and they're probably going to at least draw some attention to that, I feel like. So he's not just going to be like one of those one-offs. Like I feel like they are going to give him a little bit of attention. And if that tribe loses, he could very easily get a bunch of confessionals and be the first person voted out because he is 18. So I'm maybe. I got Will with 1 point, most confessionals in the premiere. If it doubles up, I get 2. If not, I don't lose much. The confessionals in the premiere is so hard. Last time it was Kelly Wentworth when we did this game. So, like, come on. It's hard to predict.
Yeah, this is a 1 in 20 chance of happening. That's 5%. I like it. For you, Will is 18. If anyone can embody the millennial spirit, maybe it is the youngest person. This is an age war here. So not only the youngest player of the season, but the youngest player to ever play the game. I can see, them really building up Will as a character. I have Figgy here. And this is one of those times where it's like, man, I have all these people left. I don't know where to put them. It's completely a shot in the dark. But I actually really like this pick the more I thought about it. Figgy, I think, does a great job at embodying what a millennial is. She's a free spirit. She's attractive, which is always good for TV. They're going to give it, like you look at Kelly Wentworth, got the most confessionals in Second Chance.
Anna last season.
Anna got it in Co-Wrong. So they do build up the attractive woman. But yeah, she's a free spirit. She's fun. She's her nickname's Figgy. You always get like getting the weird names out there. Why not Figgy? She can easily have the most confessionals. I put 2 points on it. I hope it doubles. That will be 4 points. And I had no other place to put her. So I guess we could just go through this list. I didn't have another place to put them. So I put them here. We can just go in circles. No,
it's true. It's tough, man. This is definitely the hardest game we do because it is just a lot of luck. You can't really strategize too much with it. What's next?
Okay. We'll mention the name of a survivor castaway from a previous season.
And Adam Klein, if you don't do this, as a huge Survivor superfan who watches Phil and Will, then you've let me down. So I put Adam here, and I put 3 points on it because I know he's been trying to get on the show forever. He friggin' watches us. Like, we get some views, but like a Survivor who watches us, that's a different level of caring about Survivor. I feel like if somebody's going to come out there and like name drop a Survivor, it's got to be him, right? Like it has to be. It has to be.
I have Adam Klein here as well.
Good. Like it has to be Adam Klein. Like Adam, if you don't name drop somebody, my God, you've let down an entire fan base. And I'm not talking about the little Survivor fan base. I'm talking about the huge Survivor specialist fan base.
That's right. And you said you have 3 on this?
Yeah, I do.
Wow. I only have 2 on it, so I don't have as much confidence in Adam. If he does fail us, I will at least gain a point against you. So you might have to buy one of the buffs out of the 3. But yeah, Adam, come on, pull through for us. We know that you are a immensely huge fan. So hopefully you will come through. Okay. On to the next one. I mean, look at that. The Adam, he watches the podcast, and that was the quickest bet we went over because we both agreed.
Like we just knew. Like it has to be him.
All right. Now we are on to one of the more fun bets that did not happen in Second Chance. This is a double bet, our last double bet. This is, will give Jeff Probst a hug, not including the live reading of votes or reunion show.
You actually skipped one, but that's okay. We'll get to it in a sec. But anyway.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, you did. If we're going down that list, you did. I mean, we're all messed up. Who knows? Well, don't worry. I saw what you did.
Oh, right. Okay,
it's okay.
We'll go back to it.
Because I was going to say, that one's not very fun at all. But Jeff Probst getting a hug. I went Sunday. I feel like Sunday is going to come out there. She's going to be very emotional. And I could see Sunday getting to one of those spots where she has like an emotional breakdown and just like somehow gets to hug Jeff. Whether it be at like a reward or something, or like even like she's just breaking down like a Kathy Schleckman type deal, and like she gets to give Jeff a hug. Like for some reason, I have faith that Sunday is going to be the one giving Jeff a hug. I put 2 points on it because I have more confidence in this than Will getting the most confessionals in the premiere.
Gotcha. I don't hate that one. It seems like you went the emotional route more than the flirtatious route, which is a different route to go. I can see that if there's being a family visit and her husband has to leave and she doesn't go on the reward, she needs someone to hug. And Jeff is there with his dimples looking incredible compared to all the people who haven't showered in days. I can see that. But I have Rachel, who is the former Playboy model, who we've seen people flirt with Jeff before. It happens all the time. We have Dawson kissing Jeff in the Philippines. People who find Jeff to be attractive. And maybe Jeff even wants to, get a little hug from the woman with the fake breast. So I think there'll be a lot of back and forth with Rachel and Jeff. And if she makes it far in this game, if she ever wins immunity, she'd get super excited. She seems like she has a really jolly personality, is a fun spirit, will offer hugs when she can. So I got Rachel.
How many points you got?
I have 2 points on that one.
Cool. I love the Jeff getting a hug. That's the best. Man, that Dawson moment's still the best ever.
Even if neither of us hit that bet, I hope someone does hit that bet because it did not happen in Second Chance, and it was a real bummer. Jeff goes 39 days without a hug, and we don't want to see that.
He was hurting. He needed a hug. He really.
Of course he. We all hurt when we go hugless for that long. Phil can tell you.
I can tell you, hey, if there's an expert at not being hugged, it's me.
Right. So now we'll go back up the list. We are all out of order. Again, this is the order in the description, not the order that we're going
Sort of.
So, right. No, it will. The description is the finite one. It just we went back and forth with these bets, talking about which ones we like, which ones we were pulling from last season, pulling from the fan comments. So we, got jumbled up. But next one. Blank will be blindfolded at some point during a challenge.
I got Michelle because Michelle is quiet. Michelle, I thought, was boring. And Michelle's not going to last very long, I don't think. So I got Michelle here because if there's a challenge like that, either she's sitting out, she's getting blindfolded, and I'm kind of hoping that maybe the Millennials are down by then and she's still somehow in the game and she just gets blindfolded. I got really little faith in Michelle this season. She's probably my least favorite of the cast. Hopefully she proves me wrong, but at this moment, she's my least favorite. I got her with 1 point.
Okay. And if people don't remember or if they're new listeners, Phil, for Second Chance, put Monica Padilla as the one to get blindfolded. She ended up sitting out that challenge. He had this whole explanation about, well, she won't be the caller, but she won't go out early. She'll be kind of pre-merge. It's perfect. And then she sits out. And it seems like you're using that exact same explanation for Michelle. So it would be amazing to see Michelle sit out for another blindfold challenge. That would be really fun. That would really make my day.
Taking the quiet brunettes.
I put Spencer for Second Chance, and I did hit that one. I think he was blindfolded twice. Once pre-merge and then once in one of the later immunity challenges. I have Will Wall for this one. Who wants to be yelled at by an 18-year-old? Nobody. So he won't be the caller for the blindfold challenge. And then is he going to sit out? I don't think so. I think there are too many other people to sit out. It seems like he's an athletic guy. They're going to want him for any physical activity that's needed. And then why not Will making, the final 7, final 6, final 5, where the blindfold often returns. So I like Will for this one. Man, this explanation's almost too good. I like that pick. Giving it away. People are going to be stealing this.
I like that pick. That's a good pick. How many points you putting on it?
I have 3 points on this one.
I hope it's not a single blindfold challenge.
I always go 3 points on the blindfold. I guess 2 times now I've gone 3 points, just because about half the cast I think gets blindfolded on an average season. So it's likely to happen.
That's a good point. Good point. Good point. What's next? What do you want to jump to next?
Yeah, jump to, right? Let's go with, this is a kind of a twist on a previous bet. This is blank will sit out 3 total challenges for whatever reason. So in second chance, we had we'll sit out a challenge for food, or we'll step down from a challenge for food. This one is, someone commented this, how about you sit out a challenge? We thought, hey, let's make it 3, because especially when we get to 3 tribes pre-merge, and let's say, the tribe split even, it's 6-6-6 or 5-5-5, and one tribe loses a player, that will be 2 people sitting out. And then, of course, that cycle will continue until they merge. So there's going to be a lot of people sitting out. So instead of sitting out once, pick a player that's going to sit out 3 times. And this includes people who say, you know what, I don't want to compete in immunity. I'd rather eat the hamburgers. That counts as sitting out as well. Stepping down does not count. So if you're got your arm up above your head and Jet brings out a cake and you step down, that's not sitting out. So I just want to clarify that. Who you got for this one, Phil?
Hannah. 3 points on Hannah. She tweeted out, "Look at me, guys. I'm on a sports team," when she had her picture taken with the entire tribe. So my whole thinking is Hannah's never been on a sports team. Anything that involves any type of athleticism, she's clearly the weakest one. Hopefully she can get in with these people. I think she's quirky enough that she could fit in with like a Zeke, with a Michaela, with a Figgy. I feel like she could fit in with these people. And if she can, she's going to make it 3 challenges. And any time that they're allowed to sit somebody out, she's going to be sitting right there on that bench, hanging out, because, honestly, she's a comedian and, like, a barista. Like, so she might not be great at puzzles, and she's pretty much announcing that she's not very good at being athletic. So, Hannah, 3 points. I'm confident in this.
Right, and you had mentioned to me earlier that you think Hannah was good for this. That's why I did not put Hannah. Did not want to have the same person as you. So I went with Jessica pretty much because I know nothing about Jessica. Looking at her, she does not look like the most athletic person. I read her bio, nothing about athletics in there. So if Jessica's one of those people who sticks around, she might sit out 3 challenges. I don't know. Hannah I really like for another bet as well, so I didn't want to put Hannah here. But that's it for Jessica. I really don't remember much about her.
How many points?
I think I'm going with, let's see, 2 points for Jessica.
Wow, you're running out of 1-point bets, man. You better have some 1-pointers coming up because you got a lot of 3s.
I've actually had a lot of 2s.
Yeah, you have, but you also have had 4 3s. Anyway, moving on. Next one. We're ripping through it.
Okay. The next bet is, we already did 10 or more confessionals, right? Or
we did not.
We did not. Okay.
Because
next bet.
Guess who?
Who? Tell me.
Zeke. There's no way this guy's on this season with that personality and not getting at least 1 episode with 10 confessionals. Even if he's the first boot, he's getting 10 plus confessionals in that episode. Like, his personality, he's rolling around in the mud for that one thing. This guy is he is going to be the star of this season. He could very easily win this season. He could just end up being the first. Like, if he's the first boot, he's still going to be one of the stars of this season. I'm, confident just based off of the little bit we got from him. So, how do you not put Zeke for this? How do you not? I don't know. I just feel like Zeke has to get 10 plus confessionals in an episode.
Okay, well, here's how you not. You don't put Zeke by instead putting Brett.
Paul. You put Brett. Okay.
So as the season goes down, we vote off castaways. There are fewer confessionals, or there are fewer people to divide the confessionals amongst. So when there are 6 people left, you still have to fill that same hour of television. So it's more likely to get the high confessional counts. So we didn't see, and I think for second chance, we didn't see 10 confessionals come up until the 6th and the 8th episode. I think it was Savage and Steven. So the whole pre-merge, even if you're a big character pre-merge, they have so many people to introduce, so many characters to build, so many seeds to plant, they can't give 10 confessionals to someone. So Zeke is someone who, I think he can be a great player, but he can easily fall to that, like, oh, he goes out first, he goes out second, he goes out third, maybe gets 6, 7, 8 confessionals. To hit 10, I think you really got to be someone who makes the merge, got to be someone who's funny, who could talk, which Zeke can do. But with Brett, I think he is has a chance of being just a better player who lasts longer. I see Brett making a very deep run in this game. You have him as your winner pick. He can easily get 10 confessionals.
How many points you got on this?
I have 2.
2 points. There you go. All right, man. I love my Zeke pick there, though. I really do.
I don't think it's a terrible pick, but the whole he could be the first boot. I don't think you get 10 confessionals with the first boot. When's the last time that's happened? True. Okay. We have blank will be quoted in a hashtag.
I got Michaela for this. I put 2 points on it. I feel like Michaela's she's got like an interesting, unique personality where she might not be prevalent in every single episode, but like she's going to say some things that are like, okay, like that's pretty cool. Like that's funny. That's quirky. That's a little out there. Like she's going to be like a little bit different, but she might not be one of those people who gets a confessional in every episode or, sits out all these challenges or anything like that. She might not get 10 confessionals in an episode, but I feel like she could say some things that are like hashtag it. Like Courtney, if the hashtag existed back in Survivor China, Courtney would have been hashtagged so many times. So like, that's kind of like Michaela, I'm not saying is on the same level as Courtney. I just feel like she's got that personality where she's going to come out and she's going to say some cool things that are going to get hashtagged.
I like the pick. They love the sass on Survivor. We see sassiness often hashtagged. And you know who else who has sass is Zeke. Zeke has sass. I have 2 points on this one. I don't think he's going to get 10 or he might get 10 confessionals, but I'm much more confident that if he even makes it to, the episode 3, he's going to have at least one hashtag. He seems like he's just thinking – he's a comedian. He's thinking of funny things all the time. We actually have a lot of comedians on this cast. We have David, Hannah, as well as Zeke. But I think Zeke is the hashtag guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 3 or 4 hashtags.
No, I think that's a good pick. I think Zeke, like I said, there was a lot that I could have put Zeke for on this.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
There's a lot of things you can just put. He's a huge personality. There's a lot of things you can put that. For somebody like Michelle, there's not as many things you can put her for, but there's a lot you can put somebody like Zeke for.
Absolutely. And our next bet, something you could easily put Zeke for, neither of us can because we've already used his name. We have the episode title will come from this player's quote.
I went Cece on this, and I think Cece's like loud enough, and she's also like collected enough that like she's going to have like a couple lines in there that are going to be like perfect for a Survivor title. Like I just feel like Cece is just going to rattle off perfect Survivor titles. For some reason, just from that minute and a half I saw of her, that's how I feel.
I did not get that vibe from Cece, but you might be right. Looking back, they pull the most random quotes. Sometimes the quote is just completely irrelevant to the episode. I know Keith had a quote from Second Chance that was like, "You haul," or whatever. Yeah. We haul, you draw. I can't remember it now.
It was the tut-tuts.
It was the tuk-tuk thing. And yeah, sure, it was funny, but you're going to name like a post-merge episode off of Keith's phrase. I don't know. The quotes are all over the place. I went with someone who I know is going to be funny, someone that might say something a little bit smart, kind of sassy. That's Hannah. She's a comedian as well. So I went Zeke and Hannah here with the kind of the quote hashtag things. So I have 2 points on this one as well. Not ultra confident in it, but Hannah's probably good for an episode title, you have to imagine.
Yeah, probably. I just think she's going to be
We're probably wrong
so much.
I mean, it's more likely that we'll be
wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to be wrong on all of these. All right, man, what's next?
Okay. We have, let's see. We'll go straight to Jeff without saying any words after being voted out.
I went Rachel with this because I think she's going to say very little words in the entire season. And I went 1 point. She seems like one of those people when she gets voted out, she's going to react like internally and with her face and not say anything. I just get that vibe from Rachel. Like I don't know. Like Natalie Bolton, did she say anything when she got voted out? I don't think so. I don't remember.
I think Rachel's more like an upbeat personality, though. I really do. That's
but sometimes those upbeat personalities, they get booted and they don't say a word. Still, I just don't feel like Rachel's going to be much of a factor on this season. I don't know.
Okay, she might go
from a minute and a half.
She might go straight to Jeff Probst and give him a hug.
She could.
I have for this bet. Let's see. I have Chris. And this is the bet I love for Chris. So I couldn't put him anywhere else. If anyone screams like, I'm just going to get up and walk away, I don't care about you people again. Kind of like the Brian Heidick, where it's like, this is a business trip. I'm here to get stuff done. Game's over. I don't care. Chris, he's just stoic. He's quiet. I really do think if Chris gets voted out, he's not saying any words to his tribe mates unless he makes like a really good bromance. But if he ends up on a tribe swap with Millennials and he's like, screw this, he might just get up, go straight to Jeff. I really like this one. I have 2 points on it.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Chris definitely is going to be one of those people. Chris could also get the hashtag blindside, and if he gets blindsided, he ain't saying a word. He's like storming out of there, no words, just bye. Like I could see Chris being like that. That's a good pick with Chris.
Do you have him as your blindside guy?
No, I had Chris as my individual immunity guy.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking he could get blindsided and then go straight to Jeff, and we both hit our bets. That would
be nice.
Okay.
What's after that?
We're getting right down to it. We only have 4 bets left.
And these are the 4 that we actually came up with today, right?
Well, we stole them from the commenters, and we're not giving them any credit.
We might have tweaked them a bit, but yeah,
we
did read everybody's comments. We're not going to read them on here because now we're doing it, and like we've already decided. But we did read through everybody's comments, and we were sending texts back and forth to each other all day because we work so hard. Yeah, like we like actually went through all of your comments, and thank you for putting them here. And we kind of like we might have tweaked them a bit, but we were influenced by them, or we put them. So
yeah, there weren't many where we just like, oh, I forgot. I'm going to come up with one of my own. We didn't talk about this. Almost all of them, the new ones, were from commenters. So again, thank you for that. If you want to take credit, I guess go ahead and take credit in the comments. Maybe someone will believe you. I don't know. It doesn't mean anything, but thank you. Will last in an endurance challenge for over an hour.
This one's fun because you don't even know, like, there's been like the way Survivor's gotten a little bit as of late. It's like these challenges shouldn't go an hour anymore. Like a lot of them, it should only be like 20 minutes or whatever. And then somebody just freak of nature, like Ty last season, was in so much pain, goes for a really long time. So I put Ken here. And the reason I put Ken, I put 2 points on it. If Ken makes it far enough to get to one of these challenges, I feel like with his whole backstory of like living off the grid and like doing everything for the daughter that he has that he didn't even know he had, and then he goes back into like the real world, because I feel like this is a guy who would like stand up there and be like, Jeff, I'm doing it for my daughter. I've been through worse than this. And he could stand up there forever. He's a fit guy. He seems like he's like his head is into it. He's been through a lot. So I got Ken here with 2 points.
Okay, I like that pick. I could see him definitely lasting over an hour. And this isn't going to have to be one person who wins a challenge. You know, we sometimes see these challenges go for 3 hours, and there might be 5 people that make it to that hour mark. So it can be a lot of people. I have Jay here. I really didn't have a good place for Jay, but you never want to pick the huge buff guys for this type of thing just because they have a lot of weight, and they usually have something to do with balance. More the skinny fit guys or girls are usually better for this kind of thing. So I went Jay just because he seems like a fit like surfer bro dude who can just last long. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. I mean, it does. I mean, same thing with Ken. Ken's a smaller guy. You'd never put Chris or Brett for this, or
exactly,
or even like Zeke. There's no way. Like, it's just not going to happen. So, how many points you got for Jack?
I have just 1 point on this. I really don't feel confident in it at all.
Cool. Next one.
Okay, we will attend 10 tribal councils as a player throughout the season. So if you're on the jury and you go to tribal, this does not count. You got to be as a player. Who you got?
I got no confidence, but I got Figgy. I put Figgy with 1 point. I think Figgy could be great on this season if she can last long enough. And I feel like she's also one of those people who's not going to be seen as like a huge threat once the merge comes. So if the Millennials lose, if she's on the losing tribe a few times at the beginning and she hits the merge, she could very easily go to 7 tribal councils at the merge before she's even a threat. And all she had to do was go to 3 before the merge. So I think Figgy's got a shot at this. This is a really hard one because you might get only the people at the final tribal who make it to 10 tribals.
See, I don't know. I think more people will hit this than we think. Last season was a brains versus brawn versus beauty, so we had 18. Second chance, we did have 20. We didn't have this bet for that, but when you start with 20 players and Survivor seems to be merging earlier and earlier just to get the one-on-one game going, the chaos going. If we're merging at 13 and there's a final 3, that's like 10 tribals just at the merge. So if you make the merge and go all the way, that's 10. So if anyone go a handful before the merge, I think they're in a good spot.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying with Figgy. I think she's got a good shot. It's just it's got to be someone who's going to make it deep in the game. Essentially, I mean that's what we're asking. I have Michelle here. I really did not get much from Michelle. She could be one of those players that's really good, survives, has an alliance, stays in the majority, goes far. She could also be a player that people don't look at as a threat. String her along, get to episode 5, or get down to 5 people, get down to 4 people, what have you. I did not have any really confidence in this, but I still put 2 because I think this is going to happen to quite a high number of people in the season. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, no, it very well could. It's tough because somebody like Joe, who made it deep in both of his seasons, what do you go to 2 tribal councils the entire second chance season? You know what I mean? So like, just because you make it far doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go to any tribals. Like it's
that's
tough.
Very true. And then you have Denise, who won the game.
Went to every
tribe. So
yeah, exactly. How about I'm assuming next is. I think we have the same person for the next one. So go ahead and read it.
We have a confessional in every episode that they are in. So this means if you're still alive in the game, you're not on the jury or anything, you have a confessional. So for here, you want to put someone who's either going to be an early boot or a big personality. I believe we do have the same person here. I have Surfing Santa Paul.
Yep.
I think he's going to go early. I think he's going to go super early. I think he's going to be one of the first 3 boots. He says he loves to talk and he can't control it. Because of that, I think he'll go early, and because of that, I think he'll be someone that will get a lot of confessionals. So
yeah, I feel like he's gonna get like the Varner type thing, where like he's such a big personality, you don't want to get rid of, like you don't want to just push him to the side. So he's gonna get so much time. This is another one I could have put Zeke for, but I think Zeke's gonna go further in the game than somebody like Paul. And just going further in the game, you have a better chance of not getting a confessional. I mean, last season Jason didn't have a confessional in a couple episodes. Ty, I think, was the only one who had a confessional in every episode he was in.
Yeah, can you believe that? Aubrey had episodes where she had no confessionals.
Yeah,
Michelle,
and even the season before that, Jeremy had episodes where he didn't have confessionals. Somebody like Cochrane in that dominant performance in Caramoan had episodes where he didn't have confessionals. So this is a tough one. It normally only goes to like the one of the first 2 or 3 boots, and then maybe the winner and a couple random people throughout. So I think Paul, you're spot on. He's gonna be one of the first 3 people booted from this game, I think. But he's going to talk nonstop because he's going to be a big character. He's going to be a great character. People are going to like him. He's going to be good TV. And Survivor knows he's going to be good TV, so why waste him? Get as much out of him as you can. I got 2 points on it.
Now my fear is that we convinced everyone to also put Paul. And everyone's boot list is going to come with Paul as the 19th bet.
Hey, maybe.
Or their prop bet list, whatever. Okay. We have now.
Did you put 2 on that?
I did. I put 2 on that. Actually, 3. I have 3 on that.
You can't put 3 on that.
Why not?
I'm trying to say. Okay, but then your next one you have to have 1, right?
Nope. I have 2.
You have to, otherwise you're over 40.
I don't think I am.
You are.
All right. Well,
right now you are at 39 points.
Okay, fine. I'll put 2 on that then. Yeah, Surfing Santa.
You're already turning into one of the people who's going to mess it up. You're following in Will's footsteps.
I think I added this up. I think you might be wrong. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out after the show. But I think I might have. I checked my math. I thought. Anyway,
counting to 40 is hard.
Prop bet number 20. This is blank will write a vote that is the last vote read to send someone home. So if Jeff holds up the vote and the music sounds and the player, oh, I'm voted off. Whoever wrote that vote, you're getting points for.
Yeah, so this is the 14th person voted out of Survivor is Paul, and Paul gets voted out. Whoever's vote was held up there.
Paul's not making it to 14th place.
No, but I had to say something because I'm looking at Paul. I have Lucy on this, and I put 3 points because this is going to happen to a lot of people, so I had to put a lot of points on it. A lot of the cast is going to get this. Yeah, there's going to be some people like who get it more than others, but I would say probably about half the cast is going to get this. I didn't know where else to put Lucy. I knew I was going to put 3 points for this, so I put Lucy here because I didn't know where else to put her, and she very well could just be in the majority alliance, and her vote just happens to be the last one read. There might be no rhyme or reason to it, so I got Lucy 3 points.
Okay, and that pretty much wraps it up.
Who do you have?
I have Michaela.
Okay.
If you didn't know, I think Michaela's going to make it far in this game, and the longer you last in this game, the more tribal councils you go to, the more votes you cast, the more likely your vote will be the last vote read. So that makes sense. I'm now trying to do this math here because from what I see, I did this correctly.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You have 4 3s and 4 1s. So if you put another 3 on Paul, then you would have had to have put a 1 on Michaela.
See, I have that as my 4-3, Surfing Santa.
You did individual immunity with Taylor as 3, jury is with Maria as 3, hashtag blindside with Lucy as 3, and blindfold with Will as 3.
Oh, yeah, Lucy I only have 2 for.
Oh, so you want to change that to 2 and put Surfing Santa with 3?
Yep, and then Michaela at 2.
Cool.
All right.
Now we're on the same page. So
Good.
do you want to actually go through these in the order that's on there so like people can get kind of an idea so they can compare to us?
I mean, I hope people can read because that's necessary to be able to fill out a list. It is in the description, but I will reread it. Okay, just a quick rundown of the bets, 1 to 20. Blank will be the winner. That's a double bet. And then 2 will garner a hashtag blindside after being voted out. 3 will find a hidden immunity idol. 4 will receive 10 or more votes. This includes votes negated by idols. Does not include winner votes. Number 5 will be a member of the jury. Number 6 will win an individual immunity challenge. Number 7 will get the most confessionals in the premiere. That's a double bet. Number 8 will mention the name of a Survivor castaway from a previous season. Number 9 will be blindfolded at some point during a challenge. Number 10 will receive 5 or fewer votes. This includes votes negated by idols. Does not include winner votes. Number 11, blank will give Jeff Probst a hug. Does not include the reunion show. 12 will sit out a total of 3. Will sit out a total greater than 3 challenges. So more than 3 challenges or equal 3 challenges sitting out. 13 will have an episode with 10 or more confessionals. 14 will be quoted in a hashtag. 15 will have a quote in the episode title. 16 will go straight to Jeff without saying any words after being voted out. 17 will last in an endurance challenge for over an hour. 18 will attend 10 tribal councils as a player. Being a jury member does not count. 19 will get a confessional in every episode that they are in. Jury members don't count. 20 will rate a vote that is the last vote read to send somebody home. Those are the 20 bets.
Cool. And we do have a few comments on here.
Let's do it.
We got one from Nick Donardi that just says East Coast represent. So yeah, East Coast. Glad you're still awake, Nardi. Go to sleep. Jason Obermeyer. Hey guys, love your podcast. I'm from Ontario, Canada, so it's hard to watch live. Thanks for reading my comments last video. 2 questions. Whose idea was it starting this podcast? Which winner was closest? And then 2, which winner was closest being considered a GOAT or had the worst social game? To answer the first question, that was me. I had originally done it with another friend from home. We did 2 episodes. They both sucked terribly. And then Will said, hey, Phil, I saw you were doing this. I'd like to do that with you. And I was like, you know what, Will? I don't really like you that much, but we'll see what happens. And look at us now.
Well, who come up with the name Phil and Will?
Yeah, actually, that was the first time in his life Will's ever taken a back seat to me. Normally, Will's got to be like the head honcho. I'm still shocked my name is first on this. I'm surprised his name's not like a little bit bigger, like in terms of like font size, just so like everybody knows like he's a little more important, even though he's still after me. So you know.
All right.
How you feeling?
I mean, it sounds better as feeling well. I mean, I'm just saying. I think everyone would agree.
Alphabetical order. In terms of the second one, who was the closest to being a GOAT? I mean, probably I would make the argument for Natalie White, but like we beat this to death. I mean, Amber is the closest because she was a GOAT. She just happened to be against a GOAT who everybody hated. So
I mean, if Jenna Maraska goes up against Rob and Amazon, it's hard not to consider her GOAT. Rob probably wins that unanimously. Maybe Heidi actually votes for Jenna.
True.
Or maybe Christy thinking that she's still voting someone off.
Very true. Giovanni Oriana, 39 days, 20 people, 1 hug. That's all we want.
That's all we want. Just one.
Just one. Kyle Roberts, Will, I tend to agree with you immensely. A little biased in your opinions, and you tend to think in a wider scope. You're definitely biased in your opinions. I don't know how that makes you think in a wider scope. I think that would make it more narrow. But
isn't everyone biased in their opinions?
Yeah, I mean, because otherwise, why would it be your opinion? Let's go on to Twitter real quick.
No, that was a good comment.
No, I like that comment. That was funny. I like that.
What's funny about it?
I just think it's funny, like that he actually believes that like you could be like the better choice. Okay. That's what's funny. You know, he's a funny guy. Obviously, this Kyle Roberts.
He's a smart guy.
Curtis, she's talking about her playlist, which I think we should just mention because Will, I don't know if you still have watched her thing.
I did. See, it took me a while because I went to Gamer Girl's account and there were no videos of Survivor.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's all on the Survivor. It's all on the Survivor Intrologist. Yes, and she commented
the Intrologist.
Intrologist. There's 137 themes. So if you guys want to go check that out, it's there. Will's checked it out because he said he has.
Yeah, I saw one for season 36. It had a lot of players that are actually coming up in season 34. I don't know if she predicted that or if she's predicting people will become more famous. I don't know, but yeah, check out Gamer Girl's videos or in Survivor Intrologist.
There you go. Giovanni Oriana. This was that's like another comment thing. So Larry Miller is Gamer Girl on the season. No, Adam Klein is on the season. Gamer Girl is not. However, a Gamer Girl and Marie is. But no, that would have been cool if 2 of our followers were on the same season. That would have been really funny.
Eventually, that's got to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we just keep growing so exponentially. It's got to, right?
One day.
So that's actually, I believe. I don't know why that comment's even in here. Oh, here we go. Colin Nichols. Hey guys, love your podcast. Would you guys consider having another person on one of your podcasts who knows the game probably better than you do? Study the game constantly, can tell you from memory who plays 1st to 10th on every season. We've toyed with it, but probably not. I mean, we might eventually. It's hard enough for us to even like want to put like a Survivor player on. So we go up in the air.
I mean, we have a hard enough time like with each other
ourselves. Yeah,
scheduling and internet and all that stuff. But I will make the argument that knowing boot orders is not equivalent to game knowledge. Just saying, not to put anybody down, but anyone can memorize a list of names. How many people can make prop bet games?
Oh, yeah. True. And then Kyle Roberts says, you guys are hilarious. I said Will was less biased in his opinions, which is absolutely absurd. He's a bit more flexible, but Phil is very passionate. Both of you have admirable qualities. Kyle Roberts, I'm going to send you the text messages for when me and Will were trying to decide what to do today for the Final Four prop bet things. And you tell me who's more flexible, me or Will. You just tell me. Like
you were proposing
tell me, Mr. Kyle Roberts.
Specs.
I was reading off what our fans had posted, so you might not want to call them preposterous. There.
No, one you were like fighting for. Okay, I don't know who came up with this one. There was one bet that if you show your vote when you write it down, that's a bet. That's gonna be, I think, 15 out of the 20 people. Where's the fun in that?
I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, that could be fun because, like, if you're the one person who didn't get it, I don't know. I just thought those bets were a little fun, but I'm just saying, Will is one of the least flexible. Ask Will. I don't know anybody who's familiar with Hollywood. Just real quick, North Hollywood and West Hollywood. Ask Will how many times he's been in North Hollywood because he lives in West Hollywood. Ask him how many times I've been to West Hollywood and because I live in North Hollywood. Just ask, because if you want to talk flexible, you are looking at one of the least flexible men in the entire world.
That has nothing to do with flexibility. Anyone who knows those two areas knows that one of them is far superior to the other, and assigning directional values before them doesn't do it. You're trying to make them sound similar, like, oh, West Hollywood, North Hollywood.
But my friendship means nothing to you.
That's not the case. West Hollywood is just a better time, a better place to spend time, and I think everyone knows this.
They do. I mean, it is. I'm not arguing that. It's just, I want everybody to know. This guy just said I was less flexible than Will Arbuckle, and that is just absurd.
I'm pretty flexible.
Maybe you can touch your toes. Maybe that's about it. Do we have anything else that has to actually do with this prop bet game?
Probably not, no.
Probably not. I mean, so what we're probably going to do next is we'll probably do the boot list next, because we want to, because since we're going to give away a buff, we do want to get like a whole list so that everybody can actually have time to like submit their list and everything like that. That'll be a fun podcast. That's always a fun podcast. After that, we'll probably do our fantasy game, which will be a fun podcast. And then after that, I mean, who knows?
And when you say fantasy game, that's fantasy draft, where we actually draft players to a team. That is a fun one. We aren't going to have a Phantom Tribe. I don't know how we're going to do it.
No, we are. Jeff Probst is back. You don't remember the last time we did second chances? Jeff Probst was our 21st member.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's back. I think we have to.
We have to tweak his rules, though, because I cleaned up with the points that Jeff Probst gave me. If he doesn't wear a blue shirt, I got like 2 points every time. He didn't. He wore a black shirt like half the time. So that was a bit unfair to Phil, but that's how that went down. But anyway, we'll wrap up here. Boot list next. I can't do it next Wednesday. I have my fantasy football draft, but sometime next week we'll do the boot list game. It will be for a buff. That's always a fun one. I think we'll go with fan fiction again this time and just have the whole story instead of just kind of strategy. I think the fan fiction aspect is good. Maybe Phil can put a fan fiction together. I did that last time.
No, I'll go strategy. It was more fun.
I suffered the consequences last time for co-run, but that's it. Be sure to share the video to get more entries, because if we hit what will we say, 200 to 300 entries, we'll toss in another buff. I don't think that's going to happen, but if that does happen, you want to increase your chances of getting a buff. Definitely show this to people who watch Survivor.
Nothing.
It doesn't. And then, you got to be a subscriber to submit your entry. That's always fun. Throw the video a like if you want to. You can get at us on Twitter at Phil_and_Will. Phil, do you have anything else?
That's it. We'll see you next time.